Hey everybody, thought I'd give you a little update on the 31. Got the motor kind of taken apart, and a little bit of bad news, but it's kind of weird because number 4 cylinder had low compression, it's 31 pounds, but everything seemed okay except for there was some carbon buildup around the valve seats, so I cleaned it off, cleaned the valves, lapped them, put new valve springs and guides in. So hopefully that'll boost up the compression a little bit because I think it was leaking out around the valves. But there is a pretty decent scratch in the cylinder. I don't think you'd be able to see it even if I could get over there, but I don't know. I think it might be okay. Hopefully I'll get it running for next summer. But the next problem I came into was this guy. The seat is like totally gone. Or, look how far down that valve sits in there. It's supposed to be up here like the other ones, but it's way down in there. So, but this cylinder had good compression. It had 51. So it was 59, 55, 51, 31. So I think I'm just going to put it back together. I'm having trouble getting the valve guides back in there, but I'm going to stick those in the freezer overnight tonight and try to shove them in there tomorrow. And if that doesn't work, I'll go get some dry ice, shrink them up a little bit. And if that doesn't work, then I think I might get like a reamer tool or something and stick it down in that hole where the valve goes and see if there's a burr or something in there holding those guides up. But it came out pretty hard too. I had to smack it pretty good, probably 10 good whacks with a 3-pound dead blow hammer to get the guides out of there, the old guides. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, there's a lot of carbon buildup. I don't know if you can see that right here and here. So I gotta clean this whole surface off, and then it's probably the same on the head. I haven't even looked at the underside, but yeah, it's got some pretty good carbon. So I'll clean it all up and wire wheel in there. And then when I get that all done, I got a new water pump for it, and a belt and all that stuff. I'll throw all that on there and probably run some flush through the motor because it's got down in the water passages, it's got some pretty good gunk in there. So I'll clean all that up, and hopefully that'll solve all the issues or most of the issues. And if not, then I'll just run it for another year or two or however long it lasts, and then I'm going to eventually have to pull the motor and rebuild it. So, but I want to keep this motor, and it's already been repaired once. Right here, you can kind of see the stitching in there, but there's a groove from the cylinder into this valve chamber. So I don't know if that's leaking compression out, but that's a higher compression cylinder. So I don't know. I'm just going to run it and see what happens. And one other thing is the distributor. I got to rebuild that because it's all corroded and nasty. So, and it's pretty tight still. It's got a little bit of play, but a rebuild kit is cheap, so might as well just do that, clean it up. But the project for today is clean off this surface and then clean the head, and yeah, probably put this thing back together. I put a new exhaust gasket on it, one of the metal one-piece kind, and that didn't work. There's an exhaust and intake. So what I'm going to do is I got the paper kind. I'm going to double them up because the metal one just instantly leaked. So I'm going to double up the paper kind, and hopefully that'll solve that problem and get it sounding like a Model A instead of a lawnmower. And yeah, so it should be okay. And then it's raining, so I can't really do the bed. I'm going to pull it out and get all this surface rust off and grind down some sketchy welds that the guy did that I bought this bed from. But it's ready to paint. I just got to take those cross pieces apart, get some bolts, shorter bolts. I'm going to bolt it together, not rivet it, and it should be ready to go on the truck. But another thing is, I got to get all my junk out of the way because the bed sticks out, I don't know, a foot past the rear wheels maybe, or maybe not that far, but still it sticks out. So I got to get rid of that stuff, move it somewhere. And yeah, I gotta clean the shop up because it's a mess. Got my kid's transmission, my kid's motor. Got the hoist with the head on it, which I don't really need to have it up there anymore, so I can put that away. And I got this piece of trim. I got to finish up a few pieces of trim in the house, and my other kid's transmission for his 4Runner. And I got a friend coming over tomorrow for an oil change on his wife's car, and we're going to do the front brakes on his truck. So I got to have this stuff out of the way so we can get his stuff in here. So anyway, there's a little update on the 31. Kind of some bad news, but, you know, it's par for the course of this thing. Everything I do on it, I find 10 other things wrong, but I'm fixing everything slowly but surely without doing a full restoration, because eventually I want to sell it, buy a coupe, and just go all out on the coupe. Flathead, 4-speed probably, and disc brakes and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's it for this, and I'll give you an update as soon as I put this thing together a little bit more, and maybe get it running this weekend, hopefully, but maybe not. America.